Hey guys, welcome back to I Am Loved. My name is Marisa and today we're going to talk all about the color trends you can expect to see in 2022. One of the things I've loved doing for a number of years is trying to guess and anticipate what design trends are coming down the pipeline. I've gotten them wrong sometimes, I've gotten them right sometimes, and I got a feeling that these ones today are actually bang on. So today we're going to talk all about what colors you can expect to see more of in 2022. Before we dive in, I would love if you would take a second and tap subscribe and join this growing community. I post new design videos every Thursday, hopefully giving you guys tips and ideas for how to build the home of your dreams on a budget, creating a space that you love and that reflects who you are. Okay, you've already seen this, but it's only gonna get hotter, and that is in 2022, expect to see a lot more green, specifically like a sagey green. This color is beautiful and it looks so great on walls, on cabinetry, even in furniture applications. You're gonna see it more in art, even in textiles, coming through in sheets, bedding, throw pillows, blankets, area rugs. This green is beautiful, and honestly, for me, it feels really classic. It feels like a green that's been around forever. It's really inspired by nature, so it is a safe bet if you want to get in early on the green trend, because it's not going to go anywhere quickly, and it is just a lovely, beautiful, beautiful shade to bring into your space. The second one kind of goes really well with it, and it is brown. We are gonna see a resurgence of the color brown. Now, I'm curious, comment and let me know, are you a brown lover or a brown hater? I feel like there's very few neutral brown people. That doesn't sound right. Usually people love the shade brown or they hate it. So I'm really curious, what are your thoughts about that? But brown is definitely making a return in home decor and home design. And I think that it is gonna look so beautiful when paired with the right things. Brown is a really lovely neutral, and it's not as harsh as black, but it pairs really nicely with black. So I'm really curious to see how this ends up playing out when it comes to being applied in people's homes. Where are they gonna use brown? I think we're gonna see it obviously as paint on walls, but I also think we're gonna see it on some cabinetry. I anticipate seeing it specifically on lower cabinetry in kitchens, but I won't be surprised if we end up seeing uppers and lowers all done in a really beautiful brown shade. Oh my gosh, I mean, paired with black hardware or old classic brass fixtures, it's gonna look so beautiful. We're also going to see a return of tans and beiges, almost khaki-ish colors. But don't worry, this is not like the beiges and tans of the 90s. These are gonna be a little bit more current and fresh. And what you're gonna notice with them is that they are more subtle. Even though they clearly are tan or they clearly are beige, they won't look like those khaki pants that come to mind when you think of like khaki or tan or beige or that kind of shade. It's gonna look just like modern, like an elevated beige. And I think one of the reasons why it's working is because the yellow undertone has been toned down. And before, there was a real big yellow undertone in a lot of the popular tans and beiges that we saw in the 90s, but we're just gonna see them softened, and they're just kind of toned down a little bit, but bringing so much warmth to a space. This is gonna look great, not only on walls, but specifically if you have any sort of board and batten, or if you have done any trim work on wall paneling or shiplap, or that kind of wood paneling detail on a wall. Moving away from the white and bringing a softer, more of a creamy, warm shade to those spaces is gonna completely transform the look of the space, and it's gonna make it really feel current and modern, and less like a trend that was really popular a handful of years ago that's kind of on the way out, if that makes sense. So if you wanna update your spaces and you wanna do it really simply, maybe consider covering over some of those white areas with a little bit of a tan or a beige. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I mean, really what we're seeing is a return to color. For the longest time, white was super popular. I've spoken with a handful of painters who were like, I'm so sick of painting white. All people want is white. So I think what we're seeing now is just a return to color, a return to creating warmth in our space and getting away from just the harsh white and black combo that we've seen. Listen, if you love that white and black combo, I am right there with you. It's reflected in my interiors, it's reflected in my wardrobe. I'm a white and black lover, and so I'm not really gonna move far from it, although I will begin to incorporate some of these warmer colors into my home because I truly love them, and I think that they're gonna look so beautiful. Another one, and I don't really have the actual name for this one, but I'm gonna call it like a spiced paprika. Kind of terracotta-ish, but a little richer without moving into jewel tones. It's gonna be it's gonna pair really well with the sage green and with the browns. I think it's gonna be a lovely accent. Some people who are bold might end up putting this on walls and ceilings and even on their cabinetry, but I think we're gonna see more of it come out in textiles, in area rugs, in art, in paintings, and home decor. And it's just a really lovely way to add in a little punch of a color that's really warm and rich and beautiful without really going over the top, but I would love to see a whole room done in spiced paprika. Is there a paint color called that? There should be. And finally, number 5, I think we are going to see whites still. I think whites aren't going anywhere, but I think we're going to begin to see them paired with softer hues and more warm tones. So this may look like, instead of having, white and black accents, we might see that white remain, but with layering in some of the beiges and tans, of course, layered in with some of the greens and browns. I don't think white's going anywhere. I think it's just going to become maybe more of a background color to some of these beautiful, rich, warm tones that are really going to be taking over. So that's the 5 color trends I'm predicting for 2022. I'm curious if you like any of them, if you foresee yourself using any of them in any of your spaces, or if you're just gonna stick with things as they are. Comment below. and let me know. Coming up, we're going to talk about design trends coming up in 2022. You're going to begin to see these everywhere in furniture and in home decor. You're going to begin to see them basically everywhere you turn. So come back and see what's happening with design trends in 2022, and I will talk to you then. Have a great week, you guys.